Hey guys, John V from PhoneArena here. You're watching our video review of the Martian Notifier Smartwatch. From a quick glance, you would hardly know that it is a smartwatch. That's because it uses a classic timepiece design, which is a little bit refreshing considering what's out there. So let's first talk about its design, and boy does it impress. If you have a knack for classic timepiece designs, you're gonna like the Martian Notifier just because it looks more like a traditional watch than a smartwatch. In terms of size, it's not that bad. You can see it's not too thick. There's a good amount of bezel to it, and overall it definitely radiates this sophisticated look, and it's equally great in the construction as well. Thankfully, it doesn't feel cheap. That's because it's constructed out of some very premium choice of materials. So if we first talk about the casing, it's actually comprised out of this resin plastic material. Now, it's black with our review unit, but it's also available in red and white. It has a matte finish, so it's very resilient to smudges and fingerprints. On the front here, you have an anti-scratch acrylic crystal that protects the timepiece, and surrounding that, you have the stainless steel bezel, which again elevates its overall craftsmanship. There are two buttons on the left side here. The bottom one here is the select button. You press that, it actually will cycle through the different modes and options with the smartwatch, and if you hold it down, you can turn it on, turn it off. Meanwhile, the top button here is used to launch the voice service of the phone that you have it connected to. Well, on the right, you have the dial here to adjust the time, and you also have a micro USB port hidden behind this flap. Now, it's nice that it is a standard port here, but it's recessed all the way down in there, so the cable itself that comes with the packaging has a slightly longer tip, so it's not your traditional micro USB cable. And on top of that, seeing that it has this flap, it doesn't make the smartwatch waterproof, so you can't submerge underwater, though they do say that it is splash proof, so if you get a little bit of water in it, it's not going to ruin the thing. The band itself is a silicone-based one, so it has a rubbery texture to it. It does a good job of being resilient against fingerprints and smudges, which is nice. It's also interchangeable, so you could actually remove it, and Martian sells the replaceable ones for $20 a piece, so you can remove this, but it's actually the same 22mm width ones used by the Samsung Gear smartwatches, so if you have one for that, you could actually take it off and put it on here. You probably wouldn't know it, but this actually packs two different batteries. You have the coin battery watch, which is used to power the timepiece. That's good for up to 2 years, so you don't have to worry about replacing it. But if you have to just remove the screws here in the back. The other is the rechargeable battery, which is used to power the rest of the device. With that, a full charge gives us approximately 5 days, which is pretty good. And then comes the timepiece, which is probably the focal point of the Martian Notifier. It uses an analog quartz watch with Japanese movement. And it's hard to see, but you have this small strip at the bottom here. Now that's actually a very tiny 96 by 16 pixel OLED display, which is used to view the different types of notifications and also some other information. Nice thing about that is that it's discreet, and it's also pretty potent with its lighting, so it's very visible even outdoor conditions. And it's really tough to see it, but here to the left side here, there's an LED light too. In order to set up the Martian Notifier, you gotta download the Martian Notifier app. Now, it supports iOS devices and any Android 2.3.3 and up devices. So the app itself is used to initially pair it via Bluetooth, and from here we can set the types of alerts we wanted to receive. So you could choose from the listing here, even stuff that you have installed on your phone. And on top of that, you could also choose the type of vibration it emits on the smartwatch itself. So when you get notification, not only will you be able to see it visually on the display, the tiny display, but you'll also feel a vibration that accompanies it. Other stuff you could do, you could set a repeater, you could set different alarms, and as far as the display is concerned, you could set a world clock too, and also a temperature if you want, and you could also enable some other stuff with it. Alright, we'll admit that the Martian Notifier is pretty light with its feature set. It's not as comprehensive as other smartwatches, but what it does really well is present us with some discrete notifications, so we're not really distracted by it. So when we get them, what happens here is that we feel a buzz, you'll see the LED light go on, and you'll see the message scroll like that. Now what we could do here is we could just tap on the display to dismiss it, and up to 5 minutes after that, if we tap again on the display, we could view the same notification again. Some of its secondary features include the ability to view a world clock, also the connectivity status, battery, date, and even the weather information. If we want to see the time a little bit better at night, we could actually scroll and turn on the LED light. There's also a handy camera mode with the Martian Notifier. So when you select the option here, it's going to launch this camera application on your smartphone. And basically what you could do here is you could take photos remotely. So you just press the button, it snaps a photo. And it's a pretty handy tool if you want to do like a timer or just want to be included in the shot. And if you somehow misplace your phone, you can't find it, if it's nearby but you're still unable to track it down, you could use the Find Phone feature to actually sniff it out. And finally, we can launch Google Now by just simply tapping on the button right here on the watch. It launches the application on the phone. With its price tag of $130, it's not that bad. You're not going to fork over as much money as you would, let's say, some of the other smartwatches out there, which generally start at $200. What you get here is a very elegant, sophisticated looking smartwatch which has a classic design to it with a sprinkling of some smart functions, namely the notifications. So if you would like to learn more about the Martian Notifier Smartwatch, you could check out our website, PhoneArena.com. It's John V. Thanks for watching.